Hafa Day, and welcome to another edition of Island History. I'm Lieutenant Tim Gorman, the Joint Region Marianas Public Affairs Officer, and today we're in the village of Sumay. Behind me is the Pan American Clipper landing which once stood here. Today we've got a special interview with Mayor Dale Alvarez from Santa Rita. So come along and let's see what he has to tell us. Well, Hafa Day, Mayor, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So we're here at Sumay Cemetery. What can you tell us about Sumay and kind of the history of this village?
Well, pre-war, this is where they buried their dead, and a lot of them too are casualties from the war. My mom grew up here, and of course my grandparents, and they lived here until the war. After the war, they were relocated up to Santa Rita. And this was one of the biggest villages on the island. It was supposed to be the capital until the war came, and they changed the plans of being capital again.
So before your mother's generation, do you know how far back the Sumay settlement was?
It's been a village for the longest time since it was discovered.
Predates the Spanish too?
Yes, it used to be like a commercial or an industrial village. A lot of fishing, a lot of crabbing, and making of the coconut oil. And every time I pass by here, I think of my mom telling me the story of Sumay, which was a very beautiful village.
When we talk about the scope of Sumay, you said all the way from Gab Gab, and we're here at the cemetery. Is that pretty much the length of
the
village?
It extends all the way to maybe the back gate, up to past the front gate.
Okay.
All the way to Tenzo. We call it you would see the boundary of Santa Rita as you drive out to Uncle Bob's restaurant. That's where it ends.
So when you would come on base or come on to Sumay with your mother, what would she show you? I mean, could you still see where her home was, her house was?
Yeah, well, when we have our back to Sumay, which is every year, our elderly show us where they're from. My mom, she lives right behind the church up there.
Okay. And
she'll tell us where's the land and what they usually do. You know, they just kick back and reminisce, and it's very interesting because they told me there's golf courses, and the first Pan Am that landed was right here.
What do you celebrate during the Mass each year?
Well, we just celebrate the casualties that died during the war. Then we have All Souls Day, of course. We come in here and celebrate Mass. On Liberation, the day before, the 21st, we have our ceremony here too for honoring those that gave up their lives. Okay, this is where my grandmother lies then.
So with this, I haven't visited a lot of cemeteries on the island, but would it look like another village cemetery that I might see on the island?
Oh no.
This is just older?
This is the oldest cemetery. All the others are nice and modern. They got crypts and, I know it'll never happen, but I know a lot of the elderlies would love to come back here and die here.
So Mayor, you were telling us about the Pan American Clippers landing in the cove. Do you know the kind of the story behind that when they were here?
Well, all I know is the first Pan Am Clipper that landed was here in Sumay, and it's down by the marina, the Sumay Cove, and if you go there, you can still see the old seawall.
Okay.
Where they come in and tie up, I guess.
So Mayor, have you lived in Santa Rita your whole life?
Yes.
Okay. And have you been going to the Santa Guadalupe Church?
Yes.
So this is the site of the same church before it moved?
Right. This is a church, Santa Guadalupe, before and during the war. So when we got relocated, we just carried the church. Name our church out there, Santa Guadalupe.
Okay. And so as you were telling me earlier, your mother lived maybe up on the cliffline behind here?
Yeah, somewhere out there, because she said behind the church, but she didn't point where.
Okay.
She's just telling me it's behind the church. So she said she was born there.
So maybe 70 years ago, you can picture the church here, but then also this brush may not have been here, and there may have been buildings all around here.
Oh yes, and yard had a lot of trees, and So it's a beautiful church.
And so close to the water, to the beach too. Beautiful.
Like I said, it's a beautiful village down there.
For Island History, Mayor Alvarez, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoyed learning a lot about the historic village of Sumay.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay. Adios.
Adios.